Run, river, run, run through the hills. Run, river, run to the sea. Run, river, run to your place beneath the sun. Run, river, run.
Hey, this is Jan Lewis, your host. Welcome to be my guest. Today we have an old friend of ours here. He's been on, I've known Rod since, when I was broadcasting in Northbridge.
Had to be late 80s, early 90s.
It was the early 90s. My son,
Yeah.
93.
Yeah.
We started, I think it was called Good Afternoon Northbridge.
Yeah.
Then it was with, Matthew, right? Right, he was my co-host.
Oh, okay.
Back then. Then it morphed into Blackstone Valley Afternoon.
Right.
From there I went to Worcester and founded Worcester Today. Got wooed back to Northbridge. Jerry Bagdasarian said, "Look at my back." So we did the show there. Then it became Be My Guest in Grafton, and then it took off in Upton. But I've known Rod, my gosh, probably since my son was a little dude.
Right.
You used to be the publisher, the editor of the Northbridge Times.
And before that, the Tribune.
The Tribune. You used to be a contributing journalist on the Tribune.
Yeah.
So I remember that name. I would always get the Tribune. I'd see Rod Lee. Who is Rod Lee? And then I finally met him. Rod is now the proud editor, publisher of what's called The Rambler. Can you tell us about this, Rod?
Sure. This is the sequel of sorts to Inside Worcester, which I started after I retired from the Telegram and Gazette. It's a monthly publication, as you know, because you're a subscriber, Jan. It goes out electronically now to paid subscribers. I recently went paid with it in January. So before that, I was sending it out free. So now it's paid. It's a monthly publication. And it's kind of like a niche publication. I try to kind of do my own thing in terms of perspective that I put on different things going on. And the reason the name changed was because it's broadened in scope beyond the city of Worcester to more of the region, so I renamed it The Rambler.
Yeah, you do. You cover. He covers quite a wide variety of. I call guests in his. You call it a magazine or a newspaper?
I call it a magazine.
Online magazine.
Yeah.
I love both. The online as well as I love to have it in my hands. Is it totally online?
Except for the few copies I print, which I kind of distribute piecemeal here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Now, you went online. You got the announcement to me, and a lot of people. Was it back in January? January.
That was
and
my restart.
It's a very fair price. Every month you get this magazine online. How much is it again?
$18 a year.
$18 a year. That's
yeah.
so beyond reasonable.
Because really, with a publication like this, there's really no overhead expense except for my time.
Yeah.
And I'm out and about getting story material anyway. So I'm about to introduce some advertising rates for the first time. So we'll see how that goes.
So do you need advertisers?
It would be good.
Yeah.
It would, just to make a little money.
I think as people around here know you so well, and a lot of the advertisers have been around for many, many years, so they know you and say, yes, we want to go with Rod for sure. Where do you find your great guests in these, the people you write about?
I track the news all the time. I kind of pick and choose what looks interesting to me, and I try not to duplicate what, as we discussed before, I try not to duplicate whether it's the Telegram or Gazette or any other publication, what they're doing, or if I do, I try to put my own spin on it, my own perspective. For instance, they're talking about $209.9 million for a new South High School, and I'm very familiar with the building.
Yeah. And that's in Worcester if you're from out of town.
That's in Worcester. So I got the idea to go back and look at my old high school in Endicott, New York, which is more than a century-old building, and I used the picture of it there. It's basically the same building that I went to school with. It produced all kinds of famous people, including Johnny Hart, the cartoonist, and Johnny Logan, who played shortstop for the Milwaukee Braves. This man, Mr. Zandy, who performed in one of I think it was the Glenn Miller Orchestra. But anyway, they've made that building work for over 100 years with some remodeling and an addition. And I've been back a few times. I've been through the halls like I used to walk them. I just don't understand $209.9 million for a new high school.
That is a lot.
It seems like a huge stretch.
It does, but where are they going to build up, sideways?
No, they're going to build it on the same footprint. So I believe they're going to demolish South High and build a new school.
They're going to demolish the old building?
I believe so.
What do you think about that?
I don't like the idea. I think, it's an open concept, South High. And what I've known of the building to my way of thinking, it seems to work fine the way it is.
Yeah.
But
It doesn't. The outside of it is red brick. Am I right on that? Red brick, or is it regular the old
no,
brick?
it's something like that. I don't think it's that kind of red brick.
And you went there.
Oh, Endicott, yeah.
You went to
graduated-
that high school. You
I-
grew up in Worcester?
No,
No.
Endicott, New York.
New York. Okay, New
Yeah,
York.
I graduated from that school.
Boy, when was it built, though? How many years?
1903.
Way before your time.
Yep, yep.
So you grew up in New York. When did you? We've talked about this before. When did you decide you wanted to go into journalism, this type of thing?
I've been in journalism forever.
Even in high school.
Well, technically, yeah. And but I mean, I began my career back home in Binghamton, and then I came to Massachusetts to become editor of a group of weeklies in Brookline,
Yeah.
and I've been here for 30 years now.
Yeah, and you love it. I mean, obviously, to stick with it that long.
Well, I love to write,
Yeah.
and
You have a very unique style of writing. He gets the real human touch in there. You
I
know?
try.
Oh, you do.
I try. I think that's the key.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the New Yorker magazine,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to make the Rambler kind of emulate the New Yorker to some degree. I'm trying to be literary in focus.
I love,
And-
of course, this is what you get online. But you
Right.
do put some of these the handheld out there once in
Yep.
a while.
Yep.
Who is doing all the camera work? Is that you?
I do everything. I do the pagination. I do the camera work. Then a little print shop in Northbridge runs off copies for me. Right now it's at 8 pages a month.
Is it called the Eagle Printing still?
No, this is simply designs.
Simply-
Eagle Printing went out of business many years ago.
They weren't far from Knott's building, right?
Right.
They
Yeah.
went out of business.
Hmm.
I
Many
remember
years ago.
going there.
Yeah.
Business cards.
As I understand it, all the equipment is still up there on the second floor of Riverdale Mills, but no one's.
What are they going to do with the equipment?
I don't think they've gotten rid of it or sold it or anything.
Is it dinosaur now? Is it not up to date?
No, it would still be functional, I'm sure.
Huh.
Yeah.
People who are interested could put in a bid.
Just that there isn't that much demand for printing anymore like that, like what they did.
You do cover so much. St. John's. So that's over in Shrewsbury.
No,
No,
that's the high school, but the St. John's Church is on Temple Street in Worcester.
Okay, they're
yeah,
on
this
Temple.
is a
Walk for the Homeless, right?
Walk for the Homeless. Yeah.
How do you find these? Do they connect with you?
This one, things come up on my calendar, and I try to get out ahead of them. And if it hasn't been covered, like I said before, this was a great story for me to tackle because I talked to so many different people, including this Mark Rivers, who was homeless for a period of time. He now lives in a high-rise on Pleasant Street in Worcester, and that's him. Well, that's him on the cover.
Yeah, that's someone covered.
Yeah, an interesting guy. Never was addicted to alcohol or drugs,
Yeah.
but ended up homeless and on the streets for a number of years.
And how did he
he's-
connect with you?
I connected with him.
You found him.
His name was given to me as one of the top fundraisers for the walk.
How did they do on that walk? Tell him.
They do well.
Yeah.
They do very well. I think last year they raised $135,000, something like that.
This is Ed Augustus, right?
No, that's
Ed?
that's Frank Carroll. That's a letter
Oh.
to Ed Augustus that he wrote.
Oh yeah, Frank Carroll. He's
About-
been in everything.
Yeah.
Does he also run not a theater? Is he into the Hanover Theater at all?
He runs the Small Business Service Bureau on Main Street, and he's very involved with St. John's and the food pantry at the church.
Good for him.
Yeah,
I heard he was a philanthropist.
He is a philanthropist.
Sort of like
and-
our buddy Duddy Massad, right?
Yep.
I mean, we wouldn't have that fantastic new, it's not new anymore, but the bigger addition to the ER at UMass. Boy, that was, maybe 10 years ago?
Right.
Now they need even more space.
Right, and Duddy Massad paid for the artificial turf at Foley Stadium too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I covered that event.
He's good. Then you have Me in Mexico. Who is this guy?
That's a guest contribution from Virginia Ryan, who lives in Worcester. She ran for city council, and she's a good friend of mine, and she made a trip to Mexico, so she just wrote a little. I've been trying to encourage people to write guest pieces for me.
Sure.
And it's like pulling teeth to get people to contribute.
Yeah, I suppose if they figure they don't know quite how to write something for a newspaper because maybe they're used to being interviewed. I don't know.
Either that or they're used to writing short things for Facebook or Twitter, stuff like that, but I'm only looking for like a couple of hundred words. Her piece is kind of interesting. She got sick. She got ill when she first got there, and this is not the first trip she's made to Mexico, and then
Yeah.
Kind of tells about some of the people she met.
Does she live around here?
Worcester.
She's in Worcester.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a memoir writer, a ghostwriter.
I know you are.
And the thing is, it's this to me is different from what I do because I'm not used to condensing it
Right.
that easily. I would really have to think about it. Because
Right.
I know you had approached me on it, I thought, how will I'm so used to spending months with someone, and then we get it together, they get it published, and then I can come in as their publicist and get them scheduled. But this is unique, don't be afraid to contact Rod if you would like to send in an article about someone you know, yourself, or whatever. How would they reach you, Rod?
It can be any topic too, Jan. It could be travel, entertainment, recreation, education, politics,
Anything.
anything like that.
It doesn't matter what side of politics they're on, you put it in,
No,
right?
it'd be fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
You've got now History Makers, this is called, right?
Yeah.
What that was about the
Grafton Historical Society.
so you get around remember that little building they had off 140? Did they really put people in that building for a meeting for Historical Society?
I guess so. And then they most recently been up on the Common, in the basement of that Grafton Townhouse, and now they're moving to the old South Grafton Library. That's what this is all about.
Yeah, that became a thrift shop for a while,
It did.
and now it's
Yeah.
back to being the library.
Yeah.
They're having a branch.
No, it's not a library. It hasn't been a library for quite a period of time.
Yeah.
They've taken that. The town owns it, so they got a good lease arrangement. They're going in there with the Historical Society.
So if you live in Grafton, I used to live right there in South Grafton, and
Yeah.
for a little while.
Yeah.
And if you're there, look for your Historical Society. It's
Yeah,
going to be
they're opening around Memorial Day, I think.
right 122A.
122A. Yeah.
Oh, that'll
They've
be a
done
great
good.
place.
They've done. It's a good space for them.
Oh, definitely. I was always wondering what's going to go in here
Yeah.
next.
Yep.
Oh, I'm glad they
Yeah, they're
grabbed.
pretty excited about that move.
Did they come to you and tell you about it?
No, again, I fish around for different things, from the region,
Yeah.
and I caught word that they were relocating. So one thing led to another.
Rod, how can people get a hold of you if they'd like to speak to you?
My email is rodlee.1963@gmail.com.
1963.
Yeah.
Now, I like this one about the Sutton police officer.
Yeah,
A
that-
Cop's Life.
Yeah, that was an interesting interview.
He's quite a guy. Tell us about him.
Well, it's interesting because I didn't get into some of the controversial stuff that has surfaced about him in the past, one of which was he supposedly had been accused of establishing a quota of so many tickets a month that Sutton police officers had to write, or there would be consequences.
Yeah.
And that kind of blew over. But in his case, I wanted to talk about the new police station, first of all, which is going on the site of the former Blue Jay restaurant.
Oh, why? Did
Yeah.
they build it up again? I haven't been up there.
They're building it.
What is it going to be? All police affiliated? Or?
Yes, it's entirely police. Originally, I guess they had talked about the DPW going there as well, but now it's just the police station is going to be
Perfect
there.
place.
Good location.
Right there where that intersection is.
And where they are at the next to the municipal offices
Yeah.
right now is very antiquated.
It's so
very-
tiny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where the library is over there in Sutton.
Yeah.
Oh, tight. The parking is like
Very tough.
everyone for himself.
Yeah. So he was an interesting interview. And he talked about a lot of other things too, like transparency and the relationship between the public and the police, which, he had some very candid thoughts about that and some of these arrests that have become controversial. He, a very interesting guy.
And you found him by following up on what he was doing? Or did he find you?
Only because I wanted to do a piece on the new police station.
Yeah, and then you found him.
And I figured the chief would be as good as anybody to talk to, and then it evolved into a discussion about more than that.
When will it be done, the whole new police?
A year. The 1st of January, they should be having a...
So if you're watching from Sutton, you're going to have a whole new police station over
Yeah.
there pretty soon.
It's going to be nice.
So we've got a new one. Let's see, the one in Grafton, right off of 122. We had that a few years ago.
Uxbridge has a new one.
In Upton, we have a nice one right down the street from where I am.
Yeah.
Northbridge, are they still that little back thing near the cemetery?
Yeah, but that was new. Well, it's been a while, but that was a new building.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, Uxbridge, didn't they just have a new one?
Yeah, they're down on off of 122, South
And
Uxbridge.
Millbury, I'm not sure.
Millbury is part of the town hall.
Okay.
on Elm Street.
So many little towns.
Yeah.
So many. And it's important to have a really nice, we're very lucky to have a very nice, right next to that huge fire department, the EMT center right here in Upton. I mean, it's right there. You need to get business done one, you just go right over to the other.
Well, Upton's lucky to have you too.
Oh.
You're a great interviewer.
Thanks.
All you need is an opening monologue. I feel like I'm on Leno or Letterman or
Oh, no.
Kimmel right now, but
Oh, but you know, there's a. Did you ever have a cataract surgery? Not to change the subject. No, not yet. Huh? Your time's
yeah.
coming.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Well, you know, I found out something. You watching out there? This is not. Believe me, it's not just age related. I said to my eye doctor, "You're kidding." They said, "Well, about a couple years ago, it's a baby one. You've got a number of 10 years. Don't worry about it." Well, then I went back. I think it's ripe. I think you're ready. I'm like, what? I said, that's my grandparents have that. Nope. And I said, this can't be serious. This can't be true. He said, we've had high school students. We've had people from high school to 96 years old.
Oh, yeah.
So don't just think, if you're, I've got a son who's 25. I'm like, get in there and follow your eyes.
Yeah.
Because, so I had, he's great, Dr. Goodman up the street in Milford. You ought to get a story. I'll give you some information. This man
Dr.
is
Goodman.
a real, what an entrepreneur. He decided to set it up and make it so it's not scary. You go in, he's got this great little OR attached. They bring you a muffin. They bring guests.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you about it. This guy's great.
So how recently was this?
Too recently.
Yeah.
One not yet. I got the other one coming up.
Okay.
It was March 29th. I bit
okay.
the bullet and went in. And I thought I was just going to go in with just maybe one Klonopin. Doctor says, well, just take this. You'll be okay. I'm not into being knocked out or anything like that.
Right.
So I thought, I'll be fine. So I got in there. And I'm laying there waiting. And I don't know whatever he did, but I wiggled. I jumped. He went, all right. He says, I'm going to have to cancel this surgery if you
Really?
don't have some of that
Can't have that.
sedation.
Yeah.
So what was I going to do? Say no? He's a great guy. I went, okay. I said, but just a little. Made it through. It's nothing. You walk out, you go home.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so, I mean, I just didn't know what IV sedation was like. I didn't want to
Yeah.
be, woo. I want to either be all here or not here, but don't worry about it. But he's a great guy. You should get him in on this because
Seems like
Great.
everybody I know in my age group is having hip replacement or knee replacement.
anybody, we got a friend in his 50s, one in his 40s. Again, it's not this big. People have been so afraid, oh, well, not till we're 80 years old. I'm like, don't you bet on that.
Mm.
We've got some really young people coming in, they're hip and this and that. And the way they do it is our friend was just up and walking around with days.
Yeah, I understand the rehab can be a little difficult sometimes.
He didn't go to rehab, he just came in.
Okay, well that's good if you can.
I was
do it.
amazed. I
Yeah.
said, how are you doing this? Walking with a cane.
Yeah.
Two of them. Now, we've got something here. Again, we're talking with Rod Lee, and he is the editor and the publisher of The Rambler. It's an online newspaper. Great. Only $18 a year. Come on. He also has it, I always love physical form. And he has it in this form, too. Where can people pick it up this way?
They can't right now.
Okay. All
No.
right.
That I'm hoping will be coming down the line along
Yeah.
with some advertising, which would pay for
Yeah.
printing enough copies that I could put them at the newsstand, which
Oh, yeah.
which is one of my goals for this year.
Oh, definitely. I mean, if you're going in your newsstand or whatever and you see this, they're so colorful, and Rod is the photographer. I mean, how are you going to miss this? I like the feel of it. I like the colors. What was the one that I was looking at? Oh, Mission Control. Can you tell us about that article?
That is about the Worcester Art Museum and a new mission statement that they formulated, the first one in many years. And what they did was they kind of tried to define their principles and their objectives, and so they've come out, and what they decided ultimately, the trustees and some other people that were involved, was that they are a tremendous asset to the community,
Oh, yeah.
and they wanted to make the museum more and more available to all kinds of community groups. So it's just a new mission statement they came out with. It's part of my Showtime calendar, which I
Yeah.
do some novel things with.
Yeah.
I go off the grid a little bit with what I use for Showtime. It's not strictly like entertainment stuff. It's
Rod thinks outside the box, and I love
I
it.
try
You
to.
do.
I try to.
Do you know Jim Wei Lu? He used to be the president.
I do.
I remember years ago I interviewed
He's
him.
the honorary, isn't he? The honorary
I think-
ex-director.
I think so. And was
Yeah.
Honey Hess still there? Do you remember
I
Honey Hess? She might have been with him.
don't think she's.
But she came, I remember, years ago in Northbridge to the show
Mhm.
with Jim Wei Lu.
Mhm.
I'd never met them before, but I was fascinated. I've been to the Worcester Museum. It is a big place. You better put
It's-
your walking boots on.
What an asset that is to the community too.
A lot of stairs,
Yeah.
right? If you're going to get tired, but you can sit as you get up each one.
Mhm.
I brought my son there. They had a mummy from the Egyptian. Their mummy, he
Mhm.
right to that mummy. He wanted that.
It's very affordable too, really.
How much is it now?
I'm not sure, but I think it's like for an adult, it's between $10 and $20.
That's it?
Yeah, I think so.
What about for the kids?
I'm not sure.
He's
Not
got
sure.
a couple little ones. Okay.
And then, like for the entire month of August, they do free Fridays and that kind of thing.
How about for our grandparents, the seniors and all? How much?
Yeah, I
is it
think
low?
there's a discount for them. Yeah.
Okay, so there's that's a good, and they're
Yeah.
open. Oh, I know, they're open for free on Saturday mornings at 10.
Okay.
That's how I used to take care of a couple children. I said, I'm going to get you guys in on Saturday morning, so we don't have to pay a lot. It's worth it, but you know what? At that point, I was working as a nanny. You don't have a lot of money, so I said, I'm going to get you guys in with me. So I remember taking them over 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning.
Yeah.
That was fun.
And they acquired all of the armor from the old Higgins Armory, and they're now setting that up as an exhibit,
They got the
as a
armor.
museum. Yeah.
Whatever happened to the building of the Higgins Armory?
It's still, I believe, empty and being marketed, I think.
Is it in Grafton or was it in Worcester?
No, that's in Worcester.
I know my son went on a little school trip in Northbridge. They used to bring the kids over to that type
Oh,
of
yeah.
Well, you know Betsy Brewer. Speaking of in
I do know
Southbridge,
Betsy.
Southwick Sue. She's been a guest off and on through
Yep.
the years. It's more fun. We never know what critters she's going to bring.
I know.
Oh, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We had a baby kangaroo recently, and we had an armadillo that decided that he wanted to take off
You
across
told,
there.
you
Yeah.
told me about that.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
You never
Yeah, she-
know.
She's great. She's done a great job.
It's huge. It changed over the years.
Yeah.
There's a lot. There's the monorail now.
Yeah.
And what's that zip ride?
Yep.
Are you going to be doing a story about her coming up for the summer months?
I probably will.
A lot of fun.
I probably will, yeah.
Yeah,
Because I'm very tight with the Brewer family. Yeah.
they're nice. Oh, what a gift to our area.
Yeah.
There's so much there. But these two, my son, his two little ones, and we took them there thinking, oh, they're going to love it. We're going to see all these animals. No, the kids wanted the rides.
Yeah.
Oh, what is wrong with you guys?
I know.
There's a bunch of animals up here.
And they have the restaurant now, too.
Yes, they do.
Galliford's.
And you can ride the camel. At least they rode the camel, and they saw a couple. The snake house, the reptile.
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't think that my little
Yeah.
girl Greta would like to. Oh, she loved it.
Maybe 20 years from now she won't.
No, she's not going to.
We took 3 of our granddaughters to lunch at the Galliford's, and
Yeah.
you've got that beautiful overlooking the zoo
Yeah.
in the back of
Did
the
you ride the
restaurant.
zip ride?
No.
No.
No. This,
I'm looking at riding it. You hold on to this thing. It's like in the Everglades.
yeah.
I think my son wants to get on it. I think if he is, I will.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's the monorail. But the funny part is, one time we saw it stop. Must have been stopping because of a reason down the line. But it stopped. What was it, Paul? Was it right over the lion's den? What was it?
Alligators.
The alligators.
Oh, yes.
So if you fell, you were
Yeah.
going to be dinner. I
Yeah.
stood there and I'm looking at these people, and they were all like, because there he was, he was looking at the. I'm thinking, oh, I don't want to go on that. I don't want to go over the alligator. Then you can go out and you can pat the deers and.
Oh, it's a great place. They've done such a fabulous job with that, and if they've kept it so natural in so many
Yeah.
ways.
They have.
And then they have the gift shop, and it's just there's a lot going on there.
We're talking with Rod. How could people reach you?
rodlee.1963@gmail.com.
So if you have something you would like Rod to consider to put into the Rambler, let him know. And you are.
Which you've done. You've made suggestions, and I still have to catch up with the young fellow from Clark who runs the thrift shop.
We went to for anybody who's looking for a cute little thrift shop, we went over to near Clark University, and we had I think his name's Stanley Gredinger. And he was sitting right here. He's an owner of the older students there, and he's running the student-run thrift shop. It's off of Main Street.
Right, Main
Street's the
Street.
south, near Clark.
Right.
Not far from there. We
Yeah.
had to find it, but
Okay.
I took my son there, figuring he'll get a kick out of this.
Yeah.
He sits down with a book about science, and he's reading that, but I think, okay. But it's cute.
I love thrift shops, so I'm definitely going to check
Well,
it
you
out.
live right near Sally's Boutique.
Yeah.
Oh, that is fantastic. People
Yeah.
who don't realize it, the Salvation Army, we call it Sally's Boutique. Girls, don't go to a regular retail store and pay $45 for a gorgeous
That's
top.
where this came from.
See right here?
Yep.
I got to tell you, look at this. This
Yep.
is $45
Yeah.
at my Kohl's. $5, $6, $7, $8. Don't do it. Don't run up your credit card. It's not worth it. You can look gorgeous for nothing.
There was a fellow who appeared on Jeopardy,
Yeah.
Austin Rogers, and he had a long run on Jeopardy from New York City, bartender. and he wore a different outfit every day. Very attractive.
Yeah.
Mix and match stuff.
Mhm.
All thrift shop stuff he bought.
There's another one in Grafton. There's Treasures.
Hmm.
That's I guess for the Whiten, run by the Whitens Christian School.
Yeah, the only problem with thrift shops is a lot of them don't have a lot of men's stuff. They mostly cater to the women.
Sally's does.
Yeah.
Whoa, Salvation Army is loaded
Yeah.
with stuff.
Yeah.
Really, I don't know. Sometimes I can't seem to impress on people. A lot of the ladies I meet, like, oh, I don't want to go in there. I'm like, you're crazy. They have designer clothes, either new or barely worn. This is not a joke. And, why you could get probably 10 items, beautiful things, that you're
Mhm.
going to pay for one at the mall.
And a lot of them are name brands.
Exactly. I've got a friend who goes there just to buy name brands.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
But she does. Jan, look what I got, and this is whatever. I'm like, that's nice.
Yeah,
But
it works.
now, Rod, you've got the new one. We've got this as the one for April.
Mhm.
When does the May one come out?
Well, I'm trying to get to the point where they come out the first of the month, but right now I'm running late, so
Yeah.
it'll be the end of May towards Memorial Day.
Towards Memorial Day.
Yeah.
I gotta wait that long?
Yeah.
Oh,
It takes me a whole month to put the thing together.
I gotta send you more money to get you to hurry up.
No.
What does your family think of your new the Rambler?
Yeah, I think my kids love it.
They do.
Yeah.
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 How about the grandkids? Do they understand Grandpa's so talented?
Yeah, I think so. They're aware.
How old
you
are
know.
they now?
Oh boy, they range from 27 is
What?
the oldest. She's the oldest. My youngest will be 16 this coming week.
You started at 10, then,
youngest.
right? You were just a kid when you had
No,
your
but
own.
I got 7 grandchildren running from 27 to 16.
My guy,
So they're
way in the background.
Yeah.
Mine is only like just turned 5,
No, they're
and the other's
terrific.
6.
They all live in the area, which is nice.
Yeah, mine are out in Worcester. I got to go get them and bring them out here to enjoy this area. But have you ever been to Kiwanis Beach here in Upton? Our beautiful.
No, I don't think so. I know where it is. Yeah.
That's my haven. I love it over there.
That's a nice
Except
beach.
for the goose poop.
Yeah.
I'm not into the goose poop.
Yeah.
It's not healthy. Get rid of it. I love the geese, but I don't want to squish in the poop. It's not healthy. So, Rod, this is wonderful. Read The Rambler. Get in touch with Rod. He's given you his way you can reach him. It's online, and every month you're going to get it on your email.
Full of surprises, I hope.
Oh, full of surprises. Again, if you can think of someone, yourself, whatever, that would like to have a story done, contact him. If you want to help him out, if you're pretty good at a little bit of a what do you call it, a square burrow or a
Vignette or something. Anything about life in Massachusetts, I would warmly welcome. I really would.
yeah, your success story, maybe recovery from an illness. You want to share how it went, that type of thing.
Anything. I'm trying desperately to get some other voices involved with the
I
publication.
could keep cooking him up with people that I hate. This is
Yeah.
great. You had
Well,
Glenn
Glenn
Eckler
Eckler,
on.
yeah,
He
that
did.
worked
You
out.
did a wonderful job. Glenn
Thank
Eckler, as many people know, he's our resident whodunit.
Yeah.
The man is only 80 years young, something like that, and he writes a mystery every year.
Amazing.
Minnesota. I said, "Do you think you could write something about this area? You're in Hopedale." Well, I get them from Martha's Vineyard. I'm
Yeah,
like, how about
that's as
Hopedale?
close as he's probably going to get.
He's got another one on. He's, I guess it's on hold right now because they go to set up his cottage in Martha's Vineyard.
Okay,
But he's a riot.
he is.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah, and I
I've
went to
known
his
him for
house.
Years.
We had a good talk.
You went over there to Hopedale? Nice condos.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice area.
Very
They have
nice.
their own post office in
Mhm.
there.
Yeah.
Rod, this is great.
Thank you, Jan.
All right, we'll have
Okay,
you back,
thanks very
of
much.
course.
Okay, thank you.
See you next time.
Okay.